Hello, this is Nana. My name is Nana. This is Nana's Space. My name is Nana. And you might see me in this in another video. That's because I can't be bothered to change. It's the same day. I went and watched the last Duel. Wow. This is a Ridley Scot movie. For anyone who does not know the Scott brothers, so Ridley Scot and Tony Scott. Tony sadly passed away a few years ago from inoperable brain tumor. He was my favorite Scott, actually. I couldn't really care so much for Ridley, but I thought I'll give him a chance in this one. And my. Dude, you outdid yourself. You outdid yourself with this one. Ooh, brilliant. Characters, star-studded movie. Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Jodie from Killing Eve, the very tall, handsome guy from the Ku Klux Klan, with Denzel Washington's son, directed by Spike Lee, whose name I've forgotten for the life of me. Please forgive me. Oh, ooh. The cinematography, the lighting, the casting, the camera angles, the sound. It was immersive, it was gory. If you don't like blood, this is not for you, please. So the premise is about this guy who falls in love with set in the medieval era where men fought other clans, set in Scotland. Normandy, France, and Scotland, I think is where this was set in the 13th century. No, in the 12th century, so 1300s. Where this queen to be, I guess. So basically, Matt Damon's character saw this very beautiful flower walking by, in a character of Jodie, played by Jodie, and said, "Oh, I want to marry her." Went and saw the father, and as part of the bride price, wanted particular land. So that was set up, okay, on the side. Now you have Ben Affleck, who was the king, not overall king, I think it was the king in Scotland, whose friend was an accountant, played by this tall, handsome guy from the Ku Klux Klan. Okay. And he had helped Ben Affleck's character sort out his account, so they become good buddies. And this guy, these two men were just using women as objects. They were sleeping with women, whoever they want. Affleck's wife was pregnant with the 8th child, and he would use her to like a dog. Go to sleep. It's time to leave. And once the wife has left, they're messing around with all these girls, and so women were accessible to them. It turns out that this guy really liked Damien's wife because they perchance met somewhere at a party, and to make up for previous conflict, because they've known each other before, Damien's character said, "Hey, my wife kissed my friend to make up. Let's make up." And the kiss. So the way they filmed it, if you've ever watched The Affair on Showtime, they did it from 3 different point of views. So they did it from Damien's point of view, that tall guy's point of view, the accountant's point of view, and Jodie's point of view, so the girl. What had happened was this girl had been raped. She complained to her husband that I'd been raped by this tall guy, came to the house unannounced and raped me. According to the guy, it wasn't true. So basically, on all 3 angles that we saw, the first one just commented on the fact that she was being raped. The second 2 angles actually detailed what happened. He bushed in with a friend, pretending to come and wash their hands or whatever, took her upstairs and raped her. So before that proceeded, after that kiss and hug makeup, he went home, had a sex dream about her, and woke up with sweating and an erection. So he was like, "Oh, I gotta do something about it." I didn't think you had to act out what was in your dream. But he literally went and pursued the lady and raped her, and he was like, "Oh, sorry, I couldn't help it." You couldn't have a cold shower? Really? Someone else's wife. And mind you, this guy had left the house for France. So he knew that the dude was not at home. And it was just the wife. Went and raped her. Now mind you, this lady had been married to the husband, Damien's character, for 5 years and didn't have any children. So I back my mind, I was like, is this guy okay in that department? Or one of them okay? Because what happened was that 6 months after the rape, this lady fell pregnant. I was like, yeah, this may be questionable. But to settle this issue, the High Court in France had ruled that they will have a duel. So if you don't know what a duel is, it's like you fight each other to your death. And once whoever dies, it's God's decision. That's your fate that day. So the arrangement was that Jodie might be hanged belly up, naked, burning for 30 minutes if the husband loses the duel, i.e. dies at the hands of that tall guy who had raped the girl and said no. Because he wanted to hold his honor. He was like, oh, no, I'm gonna defend this. No, I didn't do it. And Jodie's character said to Damien's character, you're a hypocrite. Because of your ego and your standing with these guys, you're going to agree to do this fight, end up dying, I end up getting burnt, and our child becomes an orphan. Did you even think about that? But I agreed to the duel. The baby came along and she was like, oh my God, if I knew that this is the kind of love I would be leaving behind, I would have lied and said no. Nothing happened to me, like the many women before me, which was sad. It's a common occurrence then, it's still a common occurrence here. Here in the UK, we're still reeling from the shock of the policeman who lured this lady into the bushes and killed her and raped and killed her. This is 2021. And we're still talking about this. And when in the second narration of the story, when the wife told Damien, I've been raped, he held her throat and was like, are you sure? Is it true? Why is that your first question? And on top of that, she was like, oh, we better have sex now because he's not going to be the last person who had you. The woman is sore, dude. Yikes, seriously? And the court asked her, oh, you can never have a child if you don't have any pleasure with your husband. Says who? You guys scientists, biologists, sex therapists? And from what I've been seeing, the guy was really rough with this lady. He didn't have nothing to do in that department. And the lady was just going along with it. Fair enough, she was a little infatuated with this tall guy, very handsome, but nothing that she was planning to act on because she was faced with her husband. And this guy knew that the lady liked it a little bit and came full throttle to get advantage. This guy is like 6 foot something and the lady is like 5'11", 5'7", thereabout, a little bit tall. So he literally towered over her. And poor lady. And that point is a true story. It's a true story. That after this rapist died, the way they dragged him on the floor naked and hanged him. The husband eventually died 3 years later, and apparently this lady never married again. Good for you. Good for you. Stayed with her son, enjoyed a long, prosperous life with her riches. Good for you. I'll definitely rate this movie a good 4 out of 5. Really good. Definitely worth watching. Money well spent. Do watch it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, and see you in the next one.